Welcome to Kingdoms, where all your nerdy dreams come true. You are watching Season 2, Episode 5 of the Diamond Commander League. In addition to high-power EDH gameplay, we are trying to earn Highlander points by winning games and reaching achievements. Let's check out our players, commanders, and strategies for today's games. We have Carlos playing Kraum, Ludovic's Opus, and Ravos Soul Tender. This is a take on a token aristocrats deck with everything but green. The goal is to get out one of the permanents that gives tokens whenever a non-creature spell is cast, and then to send them to the graveyard for the opponent's death and taxes. This is a NFT token deck. You know, no fungus tokens. His starting hand includes Skull Clamp, Cruel Celebrant, Negate, Goblin Slide, Pitiless Plunderer, Polluted Delta, and a Swamp. We have Spencer playing Obeka, Brute Chronologist. Typically you want it to be your turn, and to make more turns in Magic. With Obeka, you are okay ending the turn as long as it is on your terms. Can't pay for some crazy creature? End the turn. Lose at the end of turn? JK, end the turn instead. Obeka will get the best creatures and cheapest spells, and just ignore the downsides. She is all about having her cake and eating it too. His starting hand includes Phyrexian Dreadnought, Felden of the Third Path, Freed from the Reel, Pestermite, Demir Aqueduct, and 2 Swamps. We have John S. playing Bladewing the Risen. Dragons, dragons, and more dragons are on the menu in this Dragon Tribal Reanimator deck. He is playing the best black and red dragons with a focus on cheating them into play with reanimation spells or Bladewing's ETB ability. There's also a backup champion combo with Bladewing if needed. Bladewing doesn't want to live forever if it's by himself, so he brought a friend along for the ride. His starting hand includes Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, Animate Dead, Burning Rune Demon, Command Tower, Haven of the Spirit Dragon, and a Mountain. We have Bryce playing Araumi of the Dead Tide. Araumi is already a classic Dimir commander with her take on reanimation. Encore was literally made for commander, and it shows. Getting 3 copies of a creature with a great ETB effect is amazing, especially when they stack with each other like Gary. This deck tries to balance creatures that get cards in the graveyard and payoff creatures to keep the board clean, the graveyard full, and her opponents dead. The graveyard is quiet when the dead want more. His starting hand includes Sundial of the Infinite, Reckless Scholar, Teferi's Puzzle Box, Lonely Sandbar, Morphic Pool, Tainted Isle, and Verdant Catacombs. If you'd like to see more of our videos, let us know by liking and subscribing to our channel. You won't regret it. With that, let's play! Draw for turn. Play a Polluted Delta, and I'll crack it for a Hollowed Fountain. I'm gonna shock that in, take 3 total damage, tap it for a Skull Clamp, and pass turn.
Draw for turn, swamp, and then I'll pass the turn.
Oh my. Think this is Yahtzee, Command Tower, Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, and a Mana Vault.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have anything to do with it though, so I'll pass.
Play a Verdant and crack it. Fetid Pools. And that comes in tap, pass the turn.
Draw for turn, play a Swamp, play Cruel Celebrant, pass turn.
Draw, play Temple of Malice, scry 1, put that on the bottom, and then pass the turn.
Untap and draw. Odds, and I take damage from Mana Crypt, so I will take 3. Play a Haven of the Spirit Dragon. Go ahead and cast Kolagon, the Storm's Fury, and I'll pass the turn.
Morphic Pool, and I'll get a Sundial of the Infinite out, and then I will pass turn.
Draw for turn. I did draw a Fellwar Stone, so it's not nothing. Tap it to equip. Do you want to be my friend and kill my Celebrant? That's good for you. If I attack you, will you block it?
Sure.
Alright. Draw
Okay.
2. Okay, everyone loses 1, and I gain
well,
1. I didn't get a land! Oh, pass.
Draw for turn, and I'll play a Mountain. I'll cast Felden of the Third Path, and then I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Odds, I'll take damage. Pay black. I will attack Spencer for 5.
Okay.
And then I will cast a Burning Rune Demon. And when it enters the battlefield, I can search for 2 cards. An opponent chooses one of them. I get one in my hand and the other goes to my graveyard. Blood Artist and Changeling Berserker.
Yeah, I'll give you the Berserker.
So Berserker to hand, Blood Artist to graveyard. Pass the turn.
I will play a Tainted Isle, and then play a Reckless Scholar, and pass turn.
Kidding me? I literally play tested and put 38 lands in with 11 rocks because I was afraid of this. I will play Ashnod's Altar and pass turn.
Draw. I'll play Demir Aqueduct. Return the mountain to my hand. I'll hit Carlos for 2.
Alright.
I'll pass turn after that.
Start my turn, untap, and take 3 more damage.
Yeah, Metacrypt!
So I'm gonna cast a Boltwing Marauder. So whenever another creature enters the battlefield, target creature gets +2/+0. I will attack Carlos for 7 and 5 at Bryce.
Take it.
Take it.
And that's it for me.
Go to my upkeep, untap, draw. Play an island for turn. First main phase, I will tap this to activate, so I will draw a card. We'll discard a Terramorphic Expanse.
Oh, what a life. What a life.
I gave you 2 free cards.
I will play a Teferi's Puzzle Box.
Oh, it's the best possible thing for me.
And then I'll pass turn.
8 to the bottom. See you guys later. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
No, lad.
How is that
Next turn.
possible? How is that possible? What? What?
You did not draw a land.
No.
Carlos,
Oh.
how many cards have you seen?
23. I don't feel actually like it's my fault at this point. It was my fault for not mulliganing. But this is not my fault. Pay 1, 2, play a Talisman of Conviction. Costly Plunder. It is very costly. I'm gonna sacrifice an artifact and draw 2 cards. I'll sack Ashnod's Altar. Draw 2 cards. Oh! Only 1 of 2 was a land, but it freaking at least was a land. I didn't even care anymore. I didn't even care about my game plan. I don't care about anything else. I just want to get this land. Marshflat's return.
The odds of having drawn at 2 or fewer lands in 23 cards is 0.04%.
Stupid. Anyways, alright. I will get a blue-black. I'll pass the turn.
So I draw, then puzzle box.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, 8 cards as well. I'll play Crumbling Necropolis. I'll cast Sneak Attack. And then I will pass the turn.
I will untap. Expect to lose a flip. Hey, did not lose. Counter jinx worked. All right, so draw. Put on bottom. Draw 3. I guess I'm attacking. I'll send this one at Bryce. This one at Carlos. This one at Spencer. They're all getting +2/+0. So that's 7 to Spencer, 6 to Carlos, 8 to Bryce. And I will pass the turn.
I will draw the 1, that's 5, and draw 5. I will draw a card. I'll discard a Fleshbag Marauder. I will play a Thought Scour targeting myself, so I will put the top 2 cards of my library into my graveyard, and then draw a card. Tap 3 to play my commander, Araumi. Pass turn.
Untap, draw 8 cards again. Play Drowned Catacombs for turn. Play a Saheeli Sublime Artificer as the turn.
Draw for turn. Then I have 7 in my hand. Cast Arcane Signet. I will play Obeka. Play Temple of Deceit to scry 1. I think I'll put that on the bottom as well. Then I'll pass the turn.
4 on the bottom. Got my 4 out that I'm drawing. Roll for my Mana Crypt. Take another 3.
Mana Crypt. Mana Crypt.
I'll attack Saheeli for 6. Spencer for 8. Bryce for 7.
I'll take it.
I will pass.
Untap. Teferi's Puzzle Box, I have 6 here, so they'll go to the bottom and I will draw 6 more. We'll play another island. I will go to activate Araumi, tap it, and I'm going to exile the 3 lands that I have in there. And I'm going to target Fleshbag Marauder. I will tap these 3 to have 3 copies come into play. Then each player sacrifices 3 creatures. I'm going to sacrifice my 3 Fleshbag Marauders. Pass turn.
6, now 7 in hand. These on the bottom. Draw 7. We'll play a Glacial Fortress. Play a Monastery Mentor. Playing Chromatic Lantern. Trigger Monastery Mentor and get a 1/1 Prowess Monk. I'm going to pass turn.
Alright, I'll draw. It puts me up to 6. And then I'll puzzle box. Play an island. 1000-Year Elixir. I can activate abilities of creatures I control as though those creatures had haste, and I can pay 1 and tap it to untap a creature.
I'm gonna counter that one. Like with Obeka right now, she not having haste gives me a second to plan for her, you know? I do get a second monk.
I'll cast Fate Stitcher. Then I'll pass the turn.
I will start things off by rolling for Mana Crypt.
Yeah,
Mana
Crypt!
Yeah, buddy.
Crypt!
Mana Crypt tracker for those at home. 1 win, 5 losses. Draw 5 on the bottom. Draw 5. Play a City of Brass. I'm going to play a Dragon Tempest. Whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under my control, it gains haste until end of turn. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under my control, deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of dragons I control.
I'm gonna swan song that.
For a Sarkhan Fireblood, plus Sarkhan Fireblood to make 2 mana of any combination of colors to cast a dragon spell. And I will cast a Utvara Hellkite.
Oh, big boy.
I will pass the turn.
In your end step, I will tap to draw a card, and then I'm gonna discard a card. I will discard Plague Crafter.
Stop it. Why?
I got 4 cards in hand, so then I'm gonna go to untap and then draw. There's 5 and get 5 more. Play an island.
No.
I think you guys know what's gonna happen here.
No.
I am going to go to activate Araumi, exiling these 3 for 1 for each opponent, targeting Plague Crafter, and get 3 Plague Crafters. Sacrifice my 3 Plague Crafters. I'm gonna play a Ristic Study. I will pass turn.
Draw a card, and then I'm gonna put 4 on the bottom, and draw 4. Play Arid Mesa. I'll play Ravos Soul Tender.
Are you gonna pay for Ristic Study?
Yeah, I am. I'll crack Arid Mesa. I'll get a red, black. Yeah, I'll put it in play tapped. I'm gonna then play Bitter Blossom, not paying the 1.
Okay, draw 1 for Ristic Study.
It's my turn.
Draw, that'll put me at 2 cards, and I'll draw 2. I'll cast Windfall. So each discard and draw 4.
Dread Return, and then a Stitcher Supplier.
Play
Getting
an island, cast Consecrated Sphinx.
That is pretty bad with Teferi's puzzle box out there.
Brutal.
I'll pass the turn.
I will not lose Mana Crypt. I will lose 1 to Mana Vault.
I'm gonna draw 2 off that.
Then I will draw 5.
I think I'll stay with those 6.
I will play Dragon Skull Summit. Heartless Summoning?
Oh, I love that card.
I know. I did not pay 1. I'll pay a life. Yeah, I will pay the 1. Or Laughless Dragon Queen. Whenever a non-token dragon enters the battlefield, I get a 5/5 dragon. I will cast a Backdraft Hellkite. I will not for Backdraft.
So I'm drawing a card, so you can draw 2 if you need to.
Yeah, I'll draw 2 more.
I will pass.
I got 6 cards in hand. I'll draw 1, put them on the bottom, and draw 7. I'll play a Swamp. I'm gonna activate this to draw a card and discard a card. I will discard Gary.
Oh no.
Oh, dang.
Play this, so that would be 3 of these. So that's 7 pips times 3 is 21 each. And then I gain 63.
But I'll be at 1 and die from Bitter Blossom on my turn.
Oh, man.
Before my end step, I'm gonna actually activate my Sundial the Infinite, so I keep my 3 Garys.
Sure.
Pass turn.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep trigger. Bitter Blossom. I'll die.
Good game. I didn't even think I would have any chance in this thing.
In my opinion, the Grey Merchant of Asphodel, or Gary, is one of the top 10 most impactful uncommons in Commander. I'd even argue more games are won by Gary than Thassa's Oracle, who literally says win the game in the card. In Game 2, Bryce's starting hand includes Reanimate, Phyrexian Altar, Victimize, Price of Fame, Clearwater Pathway, Temple of Deceit, and an Island. Carlos's starting hand includes Opt, Skull Clamp, Underworld Breach, Bastion of Remembrance, Arid Mesa, Exotic Orchard, and a Swamp. Spencer's starting hand includes Phyrexian Dreadnought, Counterspell, Drown in the Loch, Blasphemous Act, Evolving Wilds, Temple of Deceit, and a Swamp. John's starting hand includes Viscera Seer, Altar of Dementia, Chain Reaction, Immerstrom Predator, Treasonous Ogre, Flamekin Village, and a Swamp. Here is Game 2.
Draw. I will play a Temple of Deceit and Scry, and I will leave that on top. Then I will pass turn.
Draw a card. I'll play an Arid Mesa and crack it. I'll shock it in. Pass the turn.
Draw. Yeah, I'll get a mountain and pass.
It just went
Sure.
away.
Draw. I'm gonna play a Flamekin Village tapped and pass.
Draw. Then I'll play an island, and I'll tap these two for a Wailing Ghoul, and then I will pass turn.
End of turn, I'm going to tap and opt. I will scry 1. Then I'll draw a card. I'll untap. Draw for turn. I'll play an Exotic Orchard. I will cast a Skull Clamp. And I'll be done.
Draw for turn. I will play Temple of Deceit and scry 1. Leave that on top and then pass.
I'll untap, draw a Swamp and a Thought Vessel and pass the turn.
Draw. And I'll play a Drowned Catacomb. I will attack John for 1. I'll tap 3 and I'll play Araumi, and I'll pass turn.
Draw for turn. Play a Swamp. Play a Mentor of the Meek. Pass the turn.
Turn. Play a Swamp. Cast Arcane Signet. And then pass turn.
Draw. Dragon Skull Summit. Treasonous Ogre. I will pay 6 and cast Altar of Dementia and pass the turn.
Draw. Play a Swamp. 3 for a Phyrexian Altar.
So many altars.
Go to combat, and I will attack Spencer because he's the only one open right now for 1.
Okay.
Then I'll pass turn.
Draw for turn. Yeah, I'll equip Mentor of the Meek. Pass turn.
Draw. And cast Solemn Simulacrum. Go get a island and play tapped. I'll pass turn after that.
Untap, draw. Blight Step Pathway. Go ahead and cast a Immersturm Predator. A 3/3 flyer. Whenever it becomes tapped, I exile to 1 target card from a graveyard and put a counter on him, and then I can sack another creature to give it indestructible and tap it. A3 life and tap Flamekin Village to give it haste.
Response to your activation. I'll sacrifice this for a blue. Tap this. I'm going to Winds Rebuke it, so returning it to your hand. Each of us mill 2.
Everybody does.
Yes.
Oh, thanks. Anger.
Flashback spell went into my graveyard. Just it's a rally the peasants.
I'll pass the turn.
Throw.
Clearwater Pathway. We'll tap Araumi, exiling those 2, and then Winds Rebuke. I'm targeting the Wailing Ghoul to get 3 copies of that out there. So I mill 6. So Opposition Agent, Rakshasha, Stinkweed Imp, Gary, and a couple lands.
He said Gary.
Yeah.
Tap these 3 to play Victimize, sacrificing one of the tokens, so I still got 2 left.
And I'll counter. And on my turn, you'll draw 2, and I'll draw 1.
Sacrifice one of the Wailing Ghouls to play Reanimate, targeting Grey Merchant of Asphodel. You just all lose 4 and I gain 12. And then I sacrifice the ones that were going to attack Carlos and John. So this last Wailing Ghoul, the token, is going to attack Spencer for 1.
Yeah, I block.
My turn?
And, yep.
Upkeep, you draw 2, I draw 1. And then for my turn, I'll draw 1. Oh, drew a land, what a life it is to play land. I'll play a Bastion of Remembrance. I'll get a 1/1 white human soldier. Whenever one of my creatures dies, you guys lose a life, I gain a life. I'm going to pay 1 when it comes into play with Mentors of the Meek's ability and draw a card. And it'll be done.
Draw for turn. Cast Blasphemous Act. Deal 13 damage to each creature. Draw a card with Solemn Dying.
I'll sacrifice my Treasonous Ogre.
Oh.
Altar. Fills me for 2.
Yeah, I'll lose 2 creatures, so you'll each lose 2 life, and I'll gain 2 life. And I'll also draw 2 from Skull Clamp.
Pass turn after that.
I am going to cast the Predator again. Cast the Viscera Seer. I will pass.
Draw. Play this Return Centaur. When it enters the battlefield, target player puts the top 4 cards of his or her library into their graveyard. So I'm going to put 4 into my graveyard. So I got 7 creatures in my graveyard. I will tap this to play this Songs of the Damned. So I had 7 black mana to my mana pool. I will sacrifice this for a blue. 3 black in my mana pool after that.
I think I'm gonna counter Araumi.
Spencer's MVP. MVP!
Spell. Counter spell. I will pass turn.
Draw a card. Play a Watery Grave, losing 2 life. Sahili, play Felwar Stone. She'll do something. I'll get a servo. Pass turn.
Draw for turn. I will play Obeka. I will cast Phyrexian Dreadnought. With that trigger on the stack, I will end my turn.
Oh, do you have anger?
Yeah.
Untap, draw. Coalition Relic. I will pass.
Draw, play a Terramorphic Expanse, play Sir Conrad Grimm. I will pass turn.
Draw a card. Clamp this servo, so you each lose a life. I gain a life. I draw 2.
Tap and sacrifice Terramorphic Expanse. Go get a swamp.
Sir Conrad triggers on my stuff. Whenever another creature dies, we all take another one. I'll play a Darkar Wastes. I'll play a Talisman of Dominance. Get a servo. Play Assemble the Legion. Will get me a second servo. Pass the turn.
Draw for turn. This Tidal Barracuda. Any player may cast spells as they had flash. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn.
Guess I have something in response. Cast Entomb. I'll put Changeling Berserker in my graveyard.
On combat, I'm gonna swing Bryce just because he has the most life.
Sounds like John's just gonna combo win.
He might be.
So maybe it's too late.
I'll hit him because I know he has a combo.
I'll take 12. I'll put a charge counter on my Volition Relic. Edit, Spencer.
Yeah.
Draw. Make a red. Phyrexian Altar. I will sack the Seer to make a mana.
Trigger Sir Conrad Grimm. You guys all lose a life.
I'm gonna cast Bladewing. Bladewing reanimates a dragon. I'll choose Changeling Berserker and Champion Bladewing. I'm gonna loop it 4 times,
Everybody takes 4.
so I will just pass.
If you can kill Sir Conrad, though, could
Yeah.
do it at instant speed.
So I'm just gonna chill and try and figure out a way to do that.
Stinkweed Amp, so I'm going to dredge 5. 1 creature entered the graveyard, so you all take 1 damage.
Dang, Sir Conrad.
Let's activate Sir Conrad Grimm. Each player puts the top card of the library into the graveyard.
1 creature from Spencer.
You all take a damage. I'm going to activate it 1 more time.
I
No,
should put
no,
Torpor Orb in here.
not like this.
Tainted Isle.
Land.
Chromatic Lantern.
Yes.
No creature.
What? Pass turn.
Get a 1/1 red-white soldier with haste. Draw for turn. I'll play a Clifftop Retreat. I will activate Skull Clamp once and
No.
Triggers Sir Conrad.
triggers Bastion of Remembrance. I take 1 from you, Bryce, but I gain 1. But then you take 1
Yeah.
from me, Bryce, so you do take a damage.
Oh, yeah.
I'll draw 2. Don't want to just kill you, but I think I have to because I have nothing else to do.
I need cards.
Eat the soldier. I stayed the
take
same.
2.
Spencer takes 2, so Bryce takes 1. I'll draw
Yep.
2. This is how my deck wants to treat me. Once I need, guess, do it one more time. Eat the servo. Draw 2. What? I just can't handle this deck right now. Here's my last draws, you guys. Cast from. That will be the end of my turn. I have to discard. I'll discard 5 lands. I'll be done.
Draw for turn. Play Thawing Glaciers. I'm gonna swing at Carlos for 12. Pass the turn after that.
End of your turn, I'm going to activate Sir Conrad Grimm, so we all mill.
Pester Might.
Both lose 1. Draw. Tap 7 for Agent of Treachery.
I don't like that. I'm gonna drown in the lock to counter that. I can either counter a creature with convert my cost less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller's graveyard, or I can destroy a creature for the same criteria.
I'm going to attack you, Spencer.
I'll take it.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay, this goes to 2. 2 soldiers. I'll draw a card for turn. Play Command Tower. Play Zulaport Cutthroat.
While that's on the stack, I'm going to cast Glorious End to end the turn. And if being my next end step, I lose the game.
Things all spells and abilities on the stack, including this card. I will Swan Song it.
Ah, okay.
Triggers the Healy. Zulaport comes into play. You get a 2/2 blue bird.
Oh yeah.
It's sort of relevant because now my 4 damage in the air can just be chunked. I will clamp a servo. I have 2 dudes. I'm gonna actually gain a life now. I'll draw 2. Do it again. Draw 2. I'll cast a Talisman of Conviction. Get a servo. Clamp it. Draw 2. Doesn't really do anything to Bryce, but I will.
Yeah, I thought that's what you'd do though. It's probably a good thing you killed me though. I had a discontinuity to end another turn.
Oh, I think that's it. And I discard. So 3 lands, and I'm down to 7.
Untap. Cast Araumi. Pass turn.
Get 3 soldiers. Draw for turn. Play my other commander, Ravos the Soul Tender. He is an Anthem, so all my dudes get +1/+1. I'm attacking with these. They are all +1/+1, so these are 4 2/2s and a 5/5.
Right now, I will take it.
No pump. 13. Yep. I'm going to equip my Ravos with the Skull Clamp and pass turn.
Untap, draw, activate Araumi, so I have to discard one and discard this land. So I'm going to Encore Grey Merchant.
I will respond.
Or a creature card leaves your graveyard, so it just left my graveyard.
Yeah, it's on the stack. I'm gonna Chaos Warp Sir Conrad. And on cast, I also get a Servo.
And let's see what Chaos Warp gives me. Ristic Study. Gary comes into play, deals 5 damage to you, and I gain 5 life. I am going to sacrifice the 3 creatures on the battlefield, while I'm as a flashback cost for Dread Return.
I'm going to Dovin's Veto your spell. Counters it. I'll get a Servo.
These still get sacrificed. Are you going to pay for Ristic Study?
Nope, 3 life.
And I gain 3.
You cast your second spell.
You
I'll
draw a card.
Yeah.
All I can do is pass turn.
So I get 4, so I have 7 of these dudes. Draw for turn. I'll attack.
So if you want to kill me, you need to do your flashback thing.
Rally the peasants.
And that's lethal. Good game.
Some of my favorite games are when it comes down to a complex version of rock, paper, scissors. Spencer took care of Bryce, who took care of John, who took care of Bryce and Spencer, and won the game. If you'd like to support our channel so we can continue to make videos like this, you can like this video, subscribe to our channel, use our affiliate link on TCG Player when you're buying singles, or come join the Kingdom over at patreon.com/KingdomsTV. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. A little bonus game. Dragon flames everywhere. This is fine.
Draw, Soul Ring, and I'll pass.
Draw. Play an island, my own Soul Ring, and I'll be done.
Draw. I will play a Morphic Pool and pass turn.
Draw for turn, and I'll Evolving Wilds for a Swamp, pass turn after that.
Draw, play a Mountain. I will Jessica's Will and add red for each card in your hand. 7 red. And play a Hellkite Tyrant.
Oh, wow.
That's the turn.
Draw for turn. I'll play Isolated Chapel. Pass turn.
Draw, nothing to untap. I will play a Bajugo Kapag. I don't want Jessica's Will to come back. Tapped. And then I will pass turn.
Draw for turn, play an island, and I'll pass turn.
Draw. Play Haven, the Spirit Dragon. Gonna attack Carlos.
Sure.
Oh, we get your Soul Ring.
I do.
I'm going to tap
Yes.
mine in response.
Play a Phyrexian Altar.
I will Swan Song that.
Okay, I'll get a bird. Go ahead, Carlos.
All right, Dick. I really need to land now. Nope. Pass turn.
Draw. Then I will play a Reckless Scholar and pass turn.
Draw. Feel your pain, Carlos. I also took a 2-land, 1 Soul Ring hand. I just didn't play my Soul Ring. I drew a mountain though. Going to evoke Mold Drifter. Draw 2. And then I will move to end step and have to discard a card. Discard Anger.
I'll draw for turn. I will shock off a Blood Crypt and cast Nidvara Hellkite. I will attack Bryce for 8 and make a 6/6 dragon. Pass the turn.
Draw for turn. I will pass and discard this Felwar Stone.
I want to play a Drowned Catacombs. And then I will play Forbidden Alchemy. It's an instant. So I look at the top 4 cards in my library, put 1 into my hand, and then the rest into my graveyard. And then I will pass turn.
Draw for turn. Pass. And I have to discard. I'll discard Fate Stitcher.
We are the worst in this game.
2-land, 1 Soul Ring, gang.
I'll go to combat and I will attack Bryce, everything, and make 3 more dragons. That is 20. I will play Sarkin.
But I'm going to counter it.
Okay.
Dovin's Veto. Just to have done one thing in this game.
I will pass the turn.
Wow. You can have this. I'll play a Talisman of Creativity. Pass turn.
End of the turn, I'm going to activate to draw. And then discard. I will discard Mirage Mirror. And then I will untap and draw. Play a Swamp. Tap these 3 to play a Frantic Search, and then I'll draw 2, discard 2. I untap up to 3 lands. I'll untap these 3. Tap 3 for Araumi, and tap 2 for a Sundial of the Infinite, and pass turn.
Draw a card. Pass and have to discard.
Well, you should play your Soul Ring because you can only take one
Should
of our rocks this next turn.
I'll do it though, because I'll probably get close to death. One of us will get close to death next turn anyway.
Right.
I'll pass after that.
Untap and draw. Play a land. Go ahead and attack Spencer with the Hellkite Tyrant. and 1 token. I'll attack Bryce with 3 tokens, Carlos with a Udvara, Hellkite, and a bird. Make 1, 2, 3, 6 more.
Okay, before
No,
damage, I'm gonna tap, discard a card, and then I'm gonna die.
Before damage, also, I'm gonna tap this.
And I'll cast a Scourge of the Throne and pass the turn.
Draw a card. Just have Saheeli take some potential aggro again.
Yeah, so I've got 10 tokens.
To
I think
kill
that's
us
it.
both,
Yeah,
so.
I'll pass to you.
Yeah, I can't do anything. Pass.
Untap and split the dragons evenly. Send tokens.
30 each our way.
Yeah. 5 tokens each way.